After 5 days travelling west along the Great Northern Highway, we arrived in Derby. Derby is renowned for having the highest tides in Australia, up to 11 metres variance from low to high. The wharf is where you'll see how quickly the tides change. For the ultimate experience in observing tide movement, a trip to the horizontal falls is recommended. It's a 1-hour flight from Derby. The patterns seen on the Derby marshland are one of nature's creations. We are now flying over the Kimberly Ranges. The pilot displays his practical skills as he takes the aircraft down to land safely on the calm waters of Talbot Bay. After being welcomed aboard and securing our bags, it was time to swim in the shark-proof cage and see the shark feeding. We boarded the 900 horsepower jet boat to explore Talbot Bay. The Maglotti Ranges is the first point of interest, being approximately 1.8 billion years old. Our guide explains how they evolved.
Like this today, because when all that tectonic process is taking place a couple of 100 million years ago, this whole cliff face received an incredible amount of heat, an incredible amount of pressure from the deeper layers of Earth's crust. Layers we can see running through the rocks in front of us. And at the moment, most of those layers that run through the rock face there, they're all but a few inches thick. However, you go back a couple of 100 million years, before all that tectonic process took place, and each one of those individual layers that run through there could have been anywhere between 10 to 50 or even 100 metres thick.
There are 2 gaps in the Maglotti Range, approximately 300 metres apart. The first and more seaward of the gaps is 25 metres wide. The second gap is 12.5 metres wide. With massive tidal differences of up to 10.8 metres on a spring tide. The falls, technically pinch rapids, are a natural phenomenon. They are created as seawater builds higher on one side of the gap than the other, causing a waterfall up to 5 metres high on a king tide. Many exhilarating thrills were experienced before returning to our luxury accommodation. The chef had prepared fresh barramundi on the barbecue for a smorgasbord dinner. We enjoyed our meal with a glass of wine and took in another Kimberly sunset. We watched the pet sharks as they circled around for scraps. we arose early after a great night and took the opportunity to take a helicopter flight before returning to Derby, our last chance for another look of this fabulous part of Australia.